Yeah, right.
Lying in a church house, she is.
Quiet in the church house.
Meal trays.
You want some? I don't know.
Hey, I'll take some for us. I'm going to talk to you guys for a short time tonight about suffering. It seems like we're always going through things, right? It does. It seems like there's always something. But here's what the Bible says. And you get to where I'm going. I'm going to Romans 5:3 and 4. And some of us supposed to have it marked. That's what I'm saying. All right, that and I'll get there. That's it. Dropping the story of my life. Isn't it? Okay, it says in Romans 5:3 and 4, here's how it reads. It says, and not only that be we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulations produce perseverance, and perseverance character, and character hope. So here's what that sounds like to me. It's saying, as we go through things, that we grow, right? Who wants to grow like that? That's a hard way of growing, right? I just want to get over here at the end, right? I want to go through those things, but here's why we have to go through those things. Or are we good? Now, here's where I'm going with that. As these things happen, okay, the Lord will take them and use these things for our good. Now, how is me having to go through something? How is that for my good? How is that being used for my good?
Make you stronger.
Yeah, sure.
Stronger in your faith.
As well.
Shows
What
others.
not to do too.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking of Jonah. You know, he went through adversity because he wouldn't listen to what God said to do. And so that was why he went through adversity. Not just to learn, well, I guess he did learn something, but.
As we head through these things, we grow. We grow. How we handle these things, if we respond to them, how he would have us respond, we grow. I said something last night. I was talking to a friend. I was up on a hog farm, and if I hadn't hit those cows, I wouldn't be here. And I thought about what I said last night after I went home. Probably the truth. Because I had found a job where I thought I would be all right. I wasn't so much happy. I found a job where it was just me and the pigs and just a handful of staff. So I found a spot where I could just hide and take care of pigs. Probably would stay there too. I hadn't hit those cows. I hit those cows, and a whole lot of things happened, and I hurt for a very long time, and some things happened, and more things happened over time, and then I found myself here. Now I can look back on that, and I understand if that hadn't happened, I never would have did what I'm doing now. And here's what's sad. I was taking care of a whole bunch of pigs. Me and the pigs was it. Me and a bunch of pigs. Thought I was happy. I was tired, but I tell you what, I thought I was happy. Well, I felt like this. Here's what I mean by I thought I was happy. I had found a place where I thought I fit. Could take care of those pigs. I was happy, and everything was going good. Bam! I hit those pigs, those cows. I hit pigs and cows. But after I hit them, I thought, Lord, I was going to see about my kids. How did this happen? For a long time, I thought, man, I was doing the right thing. But here's what sometimes happens, guys. He has a plan for all our lives, and sometimes it includes us growing. before we get to where he wants us to be. And I'll say this, I've had to do a lot of growing. And here's what I mean by growing. There's some things that we just don't think we can do, and there's some things that I just don't think we feel like that we would be good at doing. Even though we know that, hey, that's his plan for us, here's often happens. I don't see how it's going to work out. Or here's what happens. What's going to happen with me? Hey, that plan, right? Hey, that was me. You know, I can't do this. I should be doing that. But, you know, I can't do that. But after hitting those cows, here's what I found. It took me a long time. It just boom, and I was fine. Here's my point. After going through all of that, I found this. I found out that there's other things I could do if I was led by him, if I put my faith in it, if I put my trust in him. I found out that there were some things that he had for my life. Now, hey, that was scary at first. That was real scary. Here's why. It was change, right? Who likes change? Gotcha. And I was one who did not.
I mean, I guess it always depends on what situation you're in, but most of the time, no, people don't like it.
I had habits, and I thought, here's how it is. I found the spot where I fit, and I'm good. But he didn't think I was good. He knew I was not good, and I'm happy now it happened. So why am I happy it happened? I heard someone say tonight, I don't want to waste your time. Why are we here? Why are we here?
To work for God and to do for others.
So why do folks feel like they're going to waste our time? Why is it? If we're here, if we're doing what he would have us do, why do people think, I don't want to waste your time? Why is that?
Maybe they don't understand why you do it.
Or how I do it, it may be something wrong with what I'm doing. I may should stop and look around and see how I'm handling things. Because if folks feel like that, that's letting me know, hey, that's why I'm here. Now I've heard folks say, well, if you waste all your time over here, if you're doing this here and that, there won't be any time left for you. If I'm doing what he would have me do, it's going to still what? It's going to work for my good. It is. It's going to work for my good. I watched Kyle last night. I know Kyle has homework. I know he has assignments. I know Kyle has things he has to get done. But last night, hey, we all stopped for a time, and we hopped on that float. And I had fun, guys. Now, I'll say this, as we worked on the float, we know how Shirley is, right? But I still, I had fun. Here's where
You think it's gonna come to me?
I wasn't saying that. That's not what I was saying.
That's what he was
That's
saying.
what I'm hearing.
That's here is my point. If we're doing what God would have us do, we will be blessed. And I had fun, guys. I did. I had a blast last night. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed it. But here's what I watched as we rode on that float. And we grabbed the hands of Candy and we chunked that Candy. I watched those small kids. I got to see a whole lot of kids. That's what this is about. That's what this is about doing something for somebody else. As we serve Christ, if we can help folks to get through what they're heading. Now here's why I'm on this. Here's the end of the year. And we are about to head into what? A brand new year. And what does a brand new year mean? Often it means what Dad Bill
Brand new opportunities.
I like what she said. Oh, I like what she said. That is how we should approach this brand new year. It's a brand new year in which we have a chance to what? Help lead folks to Christ. If we handle our struggles correctly. If we handle our struggles correctly. Now, I saw a time, here's who I was. Man, I was up there and I was about to get a big job promotion. I was doing good. I was happy. And I was going to see about my kids. I hate these kids. I don't understand why it happened. Life's so unfair. And I don't know what I'm going to do now. That's where I was for a while. Now I look back on that and think it was a part of me getting to where I am now. And that's what it took, guys, because I wasn't going to do it. And he knew it. He knew it. I mean, I wasn't going to do it. He knew it. He said, well, okay. I will make you do it. And guys, I'm going to stop for a second. Don't let him make you have to do anything. That's not how you want to do it.
It's the hard way.
That's not how you want to do it. Just hear what he's saying and just do it.
But how many of us have actually not had to be corrected along the way
Right?
before we did?
Yep. But here's what I want to show you. If we're led by him, if we hear what he's saying, if we will do what he has asked of us, there's times it's not going to make sense. I still have times right now I think, how did I go from there to here? But I'm here, and it doesn't have to make sense. Here's what I now realize. It's never going to make sense. But there's a day that I'm going to stand before him and say, what happened between there and here? But it doesn't have to make sense because I'm happy I'm here. It worked for my good. And it was through what? A struggle. A hard time, a time in which I did not know how it would wind up. I truly didn't. After I hit those cows, man, for a time I thought, I'm done. What's going to become of me? I'm worthless now. What can I do? Because I had always did things with my hands and my back. I was always strong. I could always work hard. I'm good. And then one day I couldn't. But that's what our struggles do. They take it off of us and it shows us that we have to what? Depend on somebody else. And after we start to depend on somebody else, after we put these things in his hand, he'll show us what he can do. And it's amazing. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? After a time, after you have tried everything that you know how to try to solve things or fix things, you come to a point to where I can't fix it. Just done, and then boom, it's solved. These things you've worked on forever. And then he says, let's try this. And you try it, and it works. And you say, now, well, I should have been did that. But I like what he said, how often do we allow this to happen? Here's where I'm going. Why am I on this? If we can share this with the world, if we can let them know what he has done for us, if we can act as one and allow the world to see him in us, then what's going to happen? I watched last night, not saying that before we got started, I said we've got an 8 and we have a trailer, and that's all we have. All we had. And we didn't have a whole lot of time. And Kyle took us back there and seeing the lights. I thought, whoa, and then that was it. And in Florida, I even saw when I thought, how will they hook up those lights in the truck? I thought, how will it work? And he said he had this thing, he hauls out this thing, and I'm looking, I can see how that works. I can understand how that works. But here's my point. Everybody, they did what? They pitched in. We got his inverter, we got the truck, we got the hay, we had the lights, we had the signs, we had help, and in just a few minutes, everything was what? It was done, right? And who was tired? Who was it? Who was saying, I'm wore out, I'm exhausted, that was hard? There wasn't anybody. There wasn't anybody exhausted. with anybody. Why? Because we worked out as a group and we worked to, but I want to add one thing to it. Even though we worked as a group, more on my notes, tonight is not my night. Dropped everything, I've lost everything, but if we will work as a group, here's what we should expect, though, guys, because I want to be frank with you and up front. It says in 2 Timothy 3:12, here's how it reads. It says, yes, and all who desire to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will suffer. So we should expect to suffer. But let's stop for just a second. If we're going through things that also is saying what we are doing the right things, we should expect. So, for if we are living for Christ. Now, why is that so? Why is that so? Why should we expect to suffer for living for Christ? Because here's how it seems if I'm doing what he would have me do, it shouldn't be hard, right? It should just be easy. But as he was here, he went through what? Trials.
He actually suffered.
He did.
I think we are more inconvenienced than we are suffering.
You're right.
And so we just gotta know.
And who's here? Who is here saying, I don't want him to win? Although he's already won, it's done. But who's here saying, I'm not gonna let him just have it like that. I'm gonna give him the blues. I'm gonna put him through everything I can. But here's what he's saying, and here's why we're going through it. Sitting in, as I was saying this morning, but here's the point I want to make. As he said, hey, don't think I'm saying because I've lived a horrible life, that's not what I'm doing. No, here's what often happens because of what you are trying to do. You're trying to live for Christ. Here's somebody who's saying, I'm going to put them through as much as I can. Why? Because it's just like Job. If I can take everything they have, then what's going to happen? I'm not going to worship Christ. I've heard it so much. I've heard folks say, well, here's why they're saved, because they've got this and that, and that's why they believe in the Lord. And if he didn't have this or that, and if he had to head through these things, he wouldn't have, he wouldn't believe. But here's what Christ is saying with me. Here's Daryl, I've got some things for him, but he needs to grow. So I'm going to allow him to go through these things. After he's went through all of these things, and everybody saw it, then he can do what I want him to do. But how he handles these things, if he handles them right, it's going to work. It's going to impact somebody's life. How is it going to impact somebody's life? If somebody sees how he handles these things, I'm going to fix it. So he has to what? Depend on me. He's going to have to depend on me, or he's not going to get where he's going. And he's not only going to have to depend on me, he's going to have to tell somebody who did this for him. He's going to have to change some things. He's going to have to do what I have asked of him. But after this has happened, he's going to be what? So much better off. And why? He's grown, right? But why is he rough? Now, he understands this. He has to depend, and his faith has to be in me completely. Now he understands it's not him at all, it's me. If we can get the world to accept it, if we can get the world, hey, See that, but how does it happen? Through our trials and our tribulation. Why is that? Because the same things that we are heading through, they are as well. Why? Because you are in the middle of chaos. You're in the middle of chaos. We're in the middle of chaos. Why? Because it's a fight for your soul. It's a fight for the world. But here's what we are here to do, to spread the good news and say, it's over. It's won. It's done. All you have to do is accept it. And here's what we have to share. It is going to be trials, and there's going to be tribulation. But in those trials and tribulations, what you can grow and still be happy. And after it's done, we get to go home with him. But I want to stop for a second. Hey, before I hop to after it's done, here's what I'm saying, guys, more and more. As we do things as a group, as we lean on Christ, as we become more so one in him, what's happening? There's good things happening. If we can keep just doing what we're doing, we're going to get there. What am I saying when I say we're going to get there? There is wherever we're going. Wherever you're going, you're going to get there. How do I know you're going to get there? I'm here, right? And I wanted to be here, but I didn't know how I'd get here, but I'm here. Here's my point. As we go through trials, as we go through our tribulations, don't give up hope. Don't become discouraged. I'm not saying it won't be hard, but here's what I am saying. If we put our faith in Christ, if we on him and understand it's working for our good. It's hard at times. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to feel like it's working for my good. How could this have happened, Lord? I was doing the right thing. How did this happen to me? You may have been doing the right thing for you, but you wasn't doing what he had you to do. It's just that simple. Or he has something else for you. He has something for you. And he's saying, you have to grow. You have to grow. And I'm saying, I'm old and I'm tired and I don't want to grow anymore. But we have to. Doesn't matter how old you are. And here's why I'm saying that I've learned so much from him. Hey, the Lord has something for you as long as you're here. Here's when you're old, is when you just quit. Once you sit down and say, I'm done. And when you're old and tired. Here's why I make that point. We're here for a reason. If all you can do is pray, pray. I'm getting ready to close because folks, the twitch in my head is booming, but just a few more things. Times get hard, it's not time to quit. It's time to get going. Time to get going. Like we did last night, we got going. I'm going to go to John 17 and 18. I need to close it out and get there. Here's how that reads, and here's the part I want you guys to get. John 18, and here's how it reads. As you sent me in to the world, I also sent them into the world, and for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also may be sanctified by the truth. I do not pray for these alone, but I also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they all may be one, as you, Father, are me, and I in you, that they also may be one in us that the world might believe that, hey, that you sent me. If we can do what he would have us, if we can work as a group, if we are led by him, and the world will see who in us, him in us. If the world sees him in us, and if we have done what he would have us do. If you're going through some things, watch how you handle. Don't get tired. Do not get discouraged. Do not give up. I had gotten to a point to where I thought, this isn't fair. What about me? That's how I felt. I felt I've got the bad end of this deal. Going to see about my kids. I didn't understand for it, and I was angry, I was upset. I got the bad end of this. But look how it worked out. Look how it worked out. Now, I'm so happy I'm not up there stuck in a pig barn. Now, I still have pigs, but I'm just saying I don't have them like that. My whole life was pigs. But I thought that was all there was for me. And I'm so happy that that's not all that there was for me as well. You are not where he wants to take each one of you. Why am I saying that? We're still here and we're still growing. We're still going through things. But it's okay. Why is it okay? Because we have each other. As we go through these trials and tribulations, we're going to what? Grow and watch how we handle these things that impact and influence the lives of other people. And I'm going to close with this. As we impact the lives of other people, we ourselves will grow. As we grow, then what is happening? We too are blessed. If we'll do what? Endure. Endure. Our trials for what? It's a test. What is the test? I want to get Daryl here. Now I'm going to close with this. I knew I needed to get a computer. I know I needed to begin to work on a computer. But I knew this, if I just bought one, it was going to just sit at the house. So it wasn't going to be any good if I just bought one, right? But I knew I needed to get in a class. If I got in a class, I would be concerned about if I didn't do something, I would flunk. Who wants to flunk anything? So here's what I had to do. I had to find something that would make me get up and do something. And lo and behold, here comes the EMT class. But I knew I needed to get to work on the computer. Why? Because I knew it would what? Help me preach. I said I need to get to where I can look up things and I can do it quick and I can do it for a long time and I can do so much more. But it was work. I had to grow. And I didn't want to do it, and I wasn't going to do it. But I said, I got to do something, and I want to kill my class. But I got this class, and now there's excuses. I have to do this, I have to do that, and this, and this. But while I'm doing this, and that, and it's a slow process. I'm not there, but I'm going to get there. But here's my point. As I do this, and that, I'm growing, right? I heard somebody ask me, once you get done, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to preach. I'm going to preach. That's what I'm going to do. The one thing I'm sure of, I'm going to preach. And I'm hearing people say, well, why did you do all of this and that to get there? That's the path he would have me get there. But here's what I understand. It's a struggle. It's a test, a trial, a tribulation. If I do what he would have me do as I grow, and once I get there, so many people say, man, you went the long way around the back. Why did you do all that? That's the path he would have me take. But it's okay. Why? If I get there, here's what's important. If I get there and get to where I can take that computer one day and stand up there with it and do what I'm supposed to do, then what has happened? It's worked for his good, right? It has worked for his good. How we end up is what's important. What's important is that we get to where he would have us go. And I'm going to close with this. You're never going to understand the route, the path, the turns, the hills, the slopes. Sometimes you wind up in the ditch, but it's still okay because you're going to get there. Why are we going to get there? Because we're led by him. He has us. He said what? I will never leave you. So no matter where you find yourself, he's never going to leave you. I found myself in a back bedroom, feeling sorry for myself and didn't know how I was going to get out, but he got me out. So here's my point. No matter what you are going through, understand. If we respond to it how he would have us to respond, then what's going to happen? It's going to work for our good. Now, Kyle right now, he doesn't understand those late nights. He does, but he's saying, why does it have to be like this?
He's also young, he can handle it, but
He will not put more on you than what you can stand. And here's what I found. There's sometimes he wants you to know how much you can handle. Sometimes he wants to fix it so you can handle even more. Sometimes he wants to take you to a higher place. It's on him, but here's what I understand. If we're led by him, and if we handle these tests correctly, and you can pass anything. If what? If we're led by him. Why? Because he will get us through. I'm going to close in prayer, but here's what I want us to do. As we go forth and forward into a brand new year, I want us to find ways to bring folks into our lives. Why do I say that? Because so many folks feel like I don't want to waste his time or her time. Here's what they don't understand. That's what we're here to do to help them. But how do we show them? By what? By showing them what the love of Christ. I heard somebody also say something last night that took me and shook me, and it's so true. We're not here to judge. Here's what I found. I've seen some things in my life sometimes. I said, if that were me, I wouldn't have done that. I don't think they should have done that. That's just awful. And then, once I began to hear more about what transpired, I said, how did they handle it? How did they handle it? See, it's so much that we don't understand. And there's so much that we aren't ever going to understand. But he says, what? Daryl, I didn't send you to understand anything. I just sent you to go do what I told you to go do. That's all you have to do. I don't need you to think about anything. I don't need you to fix anything. Don't solve anything. Just go do what I say. I heard him say last night, there goes Daryl. He's heading off again. It's what I do. It's what I do. Each one of us is here to do something. Just do what you do. That's what you do. It don't make sense why, but do what you do. Hey, the Lord has fixed you so you can do whatever it is you do. If you do what you do, it's going to work for you. For somebody else's good, as well as it's going to work for your good. And then it's going to work for who's good? Because it's impacted change somebody's life. That's what we're here to do. So let me close, because I know you guys are getting off edgy and stuff. He said he had a headache. He's talking. You can't shut up. That's what the Lord will do. That's what we need to do. As I close, be like that little girl. I think she was so funny. Santa Claus is coming. She's so excited. She's so filled with joy. That's what we're here to do. And I said, I'm going to hear her out. I'm going to listen to her. And her mom was laughing. I listened to her. How hard is that? That's what the Lord wants us to do. After we've heard them out, then, man, it's our time to talk. And let's talk to him. It's a wonderful gift. It's free. He's won. It has been paid for. All you have to do is accept it. He's there. His arms are outstretched. He wants you the same way he wanted me. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter what you went through. It doesn't matter what's happened in your past. Your past is just that, your past. He's a God of redemption. He hung on the cross for our sins. It doesn't matter. He loves you regardless. That's what we want to carry into the holiday season. As we begin this brand new year, let's share with the Lord this free gift, because all we're here is for a time with dash a span. After that is done, it's done. But here's what I want to happen. I hope that after I'm done, there's somebody somewhere, I hope it's a kid somewhere that says, I remember that guy. He looked funny and he acted funny, but you know what? Somewhere he said something that helped me get to where I am. And what is that one thing he said? do something for you. And that person is whom? Christ. Lord, as we go our way, we shall always stop and share that good news. The only news that we have to share is what you did for our salvation. Lord, we're here saying thanks and in you. Your name, Lord, we pray. Amen. Happy